We say shalom. We are the sons of Yah, headquartered out of Gaston, Alabama. We come down to teach our people who we are according to the Bible. Because what we are told is that supposedly that the Jews in Palestine today are the real Jews. But guess what? We know that the so-called black man, Hispanic, and Native American, we understand that we are the Jews according to the Bible. So guess what? We're going to bring out some scriptures today. We're going to debate with some people today if you got different opinion. We just going to tell the scriptures and the truth for what it is. So we're going to start out in Romans chapter 15 and verse 4. And for those online, it's for you as well too, because guess what? Oftentimes we don't know who we are according to the Bible. So he never called us to be Christian, Muslim, Presbyterian, Baptist, Protestant. He never called us to do that, but he called us to be Israelites. And if you're a Gentile or heathen, that's what it would be. So we're going to read the Bible. Let's see. Romans chapter 15, verse 4. But whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort the scriptures might have hope. So these things are written for our learning. So that's what we out here for, to go back to our learning. Give me Job chapter 8, verse 8. We're bringing out things for our learning. Guess what? What the Christian church ain't going to do, what the Christian pastor not teaching, that's what we out here for, to bring light that we are the Israelites. And how can we do that and come back and get our life together? We got to keep the commandments. So let's read this. Let's read Job chapter 8, verse 8. Job chapter 8, verse 8. For employer, I pray thee, of former age, and prepare thyself to search of their fathers. Prepare thyself to search of their fathers. For we are but of yesterday, and know nothing, because our days upon the earth are a shadow. So we are out here just as a shadow. There's some more on that. Let's keep going. Shall not they teach thee, and tell thee, and utter words out of their heart? So should they not tell us? So what that mean? Everything we're on the search for, who were the descendants of Abraham? Who were the descendants of Ishmael? Who were the descendants of Isaac and so forth and so on? That's what we out here for, on the search of our fathers. But the Bible is clear that it tells us that we are the Israelites. But we just building our case right now. Let's read. Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 7. Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee. Thy elders, and they will tell thee. That's our job, to ask our elders, to ask the older people. The older people are supposed to be the ones teaching us the Bible. The elders are supposed to be the ones telling us what's right from wrong. But when we look up, we see older people out doing other things contrary to what the scriptures say. Give me that in Job 32 and 9. Because this is what our older people don't understand. It's their job to be out teaching us. It's their job to be out helping us. But guess what? He called the young because they're sure, and he called the old because what, they know the way. So let's read. Job chapter 32, verse 9. Great men are not always wise, neither do the aged understand judgment. So the aged don't even understand judgment. What that mean? Because when you say, judge ye not, ye shall not be judged, guess what? The first thing that they say is, you can't judge me. They don't understand judgment. Because what is it, 1 Corinthians or 2 Corinthians 2:15? You'll get that if you are looking for something. I can wait. Watch this. Let's read. Hebrews chapter 5, verse 12. But when for the time you ought to be teachers, you have need that one teach you again, which be the first principles of the oracles of God, and are become such as have need of milk and not of strong meat. So we need to be taught again. That's what we have to do. We have to be taught again. All the stuff we thought we knew, we don't know. Give me Romans 12 and verse 2. We have to be changed. How? We have to forget everything we thought we knew. Everything the Christian church taught us, what mama taught us, and we grew up on. Let's read. Romans chapter 12, verse 2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is good and acceptable and perfect will of God. So he says, be transformed by the renewal of your mind. What that mean? What we thought we knew, we don't really know. What we thought we understood, we don't. We have to go back and read the scriptures. Let's read. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 21. Prove all things. Hold fast that which is good. Abstain from all appearance of evil. So prove all things. So the older understand judgment, he says, abstain from all appearances of evil. Everything that the older people are supposed to be teaching us, helping us with, helping us gain and gather understanding, we don't see that happening. That's not happening with us. Instead, they're teaching us to keep pagan customs. They're teaching us to sleep with various women that we don't intend to marry, do jail, so forth, so on. Let's read. Matthew chapter 9, verse 17. Neither do men put new wine into old bottles, else the bottles break, and the wine runneth out, and the bottles perish. But they put new wine into new bottles, and both are preserved. So both are preserved. What that mean? New skin. You can't keep operating off the old way and think the new way and then trying to put it into a new way. So in other words, just like some of these Israelites got your Howard shot day. They'll still eat Thanksgiving dinners and stuff, trying to put new wine into old wine skin. They're still doing the same thing they was doing then. But the only way it's going to become new, you got to change the skin altogether. And that's what we out here for. How do you change? How do we break these lies down? Let's go to, many people, they say, oh, well, we don't know who the Jews are. We don't know who they are. We ain't going to go through that yet until we get us a cake. But for the most part, they act like they don't know who we are. They're confused. I don't know who the Jews are. We're going to leave everything up to the white man. We're going to let y'all think y'all free, but y'all not free. We're going to take the yokes of iron off your neck, but we still know that a real slave ain't left the plantation. And most of our people still on the plantation. Let's read the Bible. Psalms 119, verse 9. Wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his ways? By taking heed thereto according to thy word. With my whole heart. With my whole heart I sought thee, and let me not wander from thy commandment. Let me not wander from thy commandment. So, now, this is what we're going to cover today. We're going to cover this today. If we just had a thought, because I know we be trying to get the thoughts of the video, captivity destroyed us. Captivity has destroyed us. That's what has happened. Captivity and our disobedience has destroyed us, big time. Give me that, we already read Job 8 and 9. Give me Deuteronomy 4 and 5. It has destroyed us. How has it destroyed us? Because the Most High set commandments before us, but we didn't want to observe them. We didn't want to obey and go by them. So let's find out what happened. Let's read. Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God commanded me, that you should do so in the land whither you go to possess it. So he gave us commandments. Give me verse 8. He gave us commandments. So watch this. And what nation is there so great that has statutes and judgments, so righteous as all this law, which I set before you this day? So that's the question. That's why, again, me and Kat, we was reading a little bit last night on the nation of Edom and where they come from and things of that nature, not even realizing what nation was so great. They were a nation sitting up in the mountains eating juniper roots and dirt and rocks and trying to find caterpillars and stuff. But guess what? He gave us a land filled with milk and honey and so forth. But we're going to precept that. We coming back. Let's read. Deuteronomy chapter 33, verse 4. Moses commanded us a law, even an inheritance of the congregation of Jacob. Gave us an inheritance. Let's prove that. Psalms 135. He gave us an inheritance. So let's read. What's up? Hey, you got 5 minutes to pull back over and chat with us? That's what we out here for. So watch this. He gave us a heritage. He gave us a heritage. Psalms 135. I want to say it's around 10. 135. Let's see. Well, I gave, should be around the end. I gave them a heritage. Verse 12. Watch this. What? Psalms chapter 135, verse 12. And gave their land for a heritage, and a heritage unto Israel his people. So he gave us a heritage. And many people say, well, I'm going to celebrate, many people just got through yesterday doing Christmas and all this stuff, not realizing Hanukkah is the day in the Bible. But guess what? We'll say, I love God, I love the Lord, my whole heart, and then turn right around and do the opposite. And it's like, make this make sense. And then when we say, well, nobody can judge me, nobody can this and that, well, the Bible has already passed judgment. So again, he gave us commandments, laws, and statutes. Give me Deuteronomy 30, we'll read 1 through 9. He gave us laws, statutes, and commandments, but here's the problem. he repeated the same thing right here in the next passage. Let's read. Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse, which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations, whether the Lord God have driven thee. So that's why every day we're walking around saying, Father, I know something's off. I know something's wrong. We're calling these things to mind. Why we at the bottom? Why we got to work so hard? Why we got to slave? Why we got to toil? Why the black man, so-called Hispanic and Native American, why is it that we got our land stolen from us? Because we will remember those things. Read that again. We will and it shall come to pass, when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse, which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations, whether the Lord thy God have driven thee. We shall call those things to mind. Now, how we going to call them to mind? Let's go to that from last night, Psalm 55, or what thing it was. When we call out these things in our captivity, so-called black men, Hispanic, Native American, we keep talking about we at the bottom. We will never come up. We need reparations. We need this. We need, verse 4. We need this. We need that. Yeah, verse 3. We need this and that, but guess what? Yeah. But we don't even understand. The oppressor don't care about you. We keep trying to make deals with the white man, with the Arab man, with the Chinese man. They do not care about you. The Bible is for the prove it. Let's read. Psalm chapter 55, verse 3. Because of the voice of the enemy, because of the oppression of the wicked, for they cast iniquity upon me, and in wrath they hate me. So in wrath they hate me. The oppressor, they hate us in wrath. Let's keep reading. My heart is sore, pain within me, and the terrors of death are falling upon me. So he's talking in a place of what's the word? What I want to use there? Of insecurity. Going. Every time I turn around, here come the devil. Every time I turn around, here come the enemy. Every time I turn around. And that's what we're saying over here on this side in America. Every time I turn around, they shooting us down. Every time I turn around, they stabbing us. Every time I turn around, they got another law against us or another disease. Let's read the Bible. Job chapter 30, verse 9. And now am I their song here. I am their byword. They arbor me. They flee far from me and spare not to spit in my face. The other nations spare not to spit in our face. They don't care. Guess what? We tell them, there was a time when we was on the plantation, what they'll say, master, we don't have enough cotton. So what? They'll cut your hand off, cut your daughter's hands off, cut their legs off, and tell you that they don't care. That's what the Bible is talking about. But what do? We bypass and ignore it. Because guess what? He died for everybody. He died for this and that. God is the God of the world, and this and that. Not even realizing these are the facts of the Bible. So, let's go back. Deuteronomy 30. We're going to read from 1 on down to 9. We was at verse 1. We're going to go to verse 2. So this is the same repeat, but we will remember these things in captivity. Let's read. Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 2. And shall return unto the Lord thy God, and shall obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day. Thou and thy children, with all thy heart, and with all thy soul. That thee the Lord thy God will turn thy captivity, and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations, whether the Lord thy God has scattered thee. He says, if we repent and come back, he's going to gather us from all the nations. That's why when you read, the God so loved the world, that whosoever believe on him, that was talking about the Israelites. The whosoever, give me that, Acts, was it 2:21? The whosoever was talking about Israelites. It was never talking about all nations. So we're going to find that out. Let's see. Acts chapter 2, verse 21. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be saved. You men of Israel, hear these words. So again, it was talking to the nation of Israel. So like it was talking to the nation of Israel. So let's go back to Deuteronomy 30 and verse 3. So these things are plain as day. So watch this. So he says, if we remember it, he'll heal our land, all just like in Chronicles. Let's read. Deuteronomy 30 verse 3. That then the Lord thy God will turn thy captivity, and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations, whether the Lord thy God have scattered thee. If any of thou be driven out into the outermost parts of heaven, from this will the Lord thy God gather thee, and from this will he fetch thee. And the Lord thy God will bring thee into the land which thy fathers possessed, and thou shalt possess it, and he will do the good, and multiply thee above thy fathers. And the Lord thy God will circumcise thy heart, and the heart of thy seed, to love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, that thou mayest live. So that's what he wants us to do, serve him with our whole heart. So these are the same commandments. Now give me Joshua 1 and 9. So 1 and 8. So these are the things he's saying. If we hold on to what he's telling us to do, then our life will be made the better. The so-called black man, Hispanic, and Native American, we are the Jews that the Bible speaks of. Let's read. Joshua chapter 1 verse 8. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. So we're wondering, the so-called black man, Hispanic, Native American, we walking around, why we at the bottom? How come we can't figure this thing out? How come it's such a struggle? Why is it a grind every day? I got to go to work. I got to get it. I got to make this paper. What day they say on Friday? I got to think of a way to get this money by tomorrow. That's what most of us are doing. Our mindset is not on saying, what is my real nationality? What is my real identity? Who am I according to the Bible? And this is what they don't like to do. Let's read. Revelations chapter 1 verse 3. Blessed is he that readeth and hear this word of this prophecy. Blessed is he that readeth. That's what he wants us to do, is read the Bible. But we do not do that. So watch this. Give me Sirach 17:11. So he says, let not the law depart from thy mouth. So let's see. Sirach 17:11. Let not the law depart from thy mouth. Let's find out what that is. Let's read. Ecclesiasticus chapter 17 verse 11. Besides this he gave them knowledge, and the law of life for a heritage. He gave them the law for a heritage. Watch this, chapter 24, verse 23. We'll say the same thing. Watch this. Ecclesiasticus chapter 24, verse 23. All these things are the book of the covenant of the Most High God, even the law which Moses commanded for a heritage unto the congregation of Jacob. This is saying the same exact thing, but guess what? We go with other heritage. Oh, no, I'm a Christian. No, I'm a Muslim. I'm a Buddhist. I'm a Catholic. I'm a Mormon. The Most High never called us to operate in those things. So, watch this. Give me 1 Kings 5 and verse 8. But the issue is, when we went away from the commandments, we went into captivity. Like he said, but we will remember these things. But for doggone sure, we went into slavery. So let's read the Bible. 1 Kings chapter 5 verse 8. And Hiram sent to Solomon, saying, I have considered the things which thou sentest to me for, and I will do all thy desire concerning timber of cedar, and concerning timber of fir. My servant shall bring them down from Lebanon unto the sea, and I will convey them by the sea in floats, unto the place that thou shalt appoint me, and I will cause thou shalt appoint me, and I will cause them to be discharged there, and thou shalt receive them, and thou shalt accomplish my desire, and give them food for my household. So, that ain't what I want to. Give me Amos 3:1. Amos 3:1. That's what I want. I don't know. I think I was going to go to, I was going to do the split of the kingdom with the northern kingdom, but I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to hold off. I think that's 10 or 17. So, these are the things that the Bible has said. Watch it read. You brother, you got 5 minutes to come over and chat with us? 5 minutes, bro. Just 5 minutes of your time. 5 minutes of your time. If you got 5 minutes, come over and chat with us. If you got it. Mike can tell you that you might be an Israelite according to the scriptures. Let's read. Amos chapter 3 verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family, which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. So he says, only you have I known of all families of the earth, which means what? He gave the law and the legacy to the Israelites. We are the only people he's ever known. But guess what? They say he know the Arab man, he know the Chinese man, the Hindu man, he know the Vietnamese man. But read that again. Only you what? For you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for your iniquity. So that's why we getting the most, the worst end of the stick. That's why we went through Jim Crow. That's why we went through redlining. That's why we in the ghettos. That's why we in the slums. That's why we the ones dying with the highest rate of hypertension, sugar diabetes, stroke, cancer, lung cancer, throat cancer, laryngitis. We are the ones dying with these things. Why? Because he said, only you have I known of all families of the earth, which are the Israelites. But guess what? We try to include everybody else. Notice, the white man don't die as quick with high blood pressure. Why? Because it don't pertain to them. The Arab man, he don't die as fast by eating shrimp, crab, lobster. Why? Because it don't apply to them. But guess what? It applies to us, so we are punished for our iniquities. So he says, only you have I known. So, not only being punished, but what do we do? Give me, you got something? So watch this, let's read. Joel, chapter 2, verse 27. And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your God, and no one else. And my people shall never be ashamed. We shall never be ashamed. But guess what? As soon as you ask a black man or a black woman, is Christ a black man? Or is Yahweh Shai, is he a black man? Guess what they say? I don't know. He a man of color. They get nervous and scared. And it's like, what we scared of? If we knew who we were, read that again. Joel chapter 2, verse 27. And you shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your God, and no one else. And my people shall never be ashamed. We shall never be ashamed. But it's somehow amazing that when it comes to saying that he don't look like Caesar Borgia, they're ashamed. But if they knew he had really hair like them, maybe they'd have more pride about themselves. Maybe they'll clean themselves up a little more. Maybe they'll try to do things with their natural hair instead of blonde hair and this and that. Jimmy Butler even out here doing it as a doggone basketball player, red, orange, and all this. Come on, man. We gotta think. So watch this. You got some? Let's read the Bible. Titus chapter 1, verse 16. They profess that they know God, but in words they deny him, being abominable and disobedient, and unto every good work reprobate. Every good work reprobate. What they mean? They do nothing good. They have nothing good. They're against everything good, no matter what you say or what you do. Give me that. Give me John 11, 42, 45. John 11, 45. Because I'm gonna skip past right quick because they love saying the Jews, everybody rejected Christ, so that's why we don't have to keep the law. Well, we're gonna find out. John chapter 11, verse 45. Then many of the Jews which came to Mary and had seen the things which Jesus did believed on him. It says they believed on him. So tell me again, as Paul says, how did he get rid of cast away his people? He never did. People believed on him. You still got, okay, I thought you still had that. We'll come back to it. Watch this. John chapter 2, verse 23. Now when he was in Jerusalem at the Passover and the feast day, many believed in his name when they saw the miracles which he did. So many believe. We're going to come back to that. Don't forget that. Go back, John 11, 47. But I'm going to go down to verse 52. Let's see. I want the Pharisees to slide up a little bit. Right there, 47. John chapter 11, verse 47. Then gathered the chief priests and the Pharisees a council and said, what do we? For this man doeth many miracles. If we let him thus alone, all men will believe on him. And the Romans shall come and take away both our place and nation. And that's today. If you tell people that Israelite, America going to cut off my stamps. America going to do this. I'm going to lose my job. Going around talking like that. I'm going to this and that. I don't care what I lose. Find that, I think it's John 12. Where they lost everything. They gave up everything. Give me 47. That's what I want. 47. John chapter 12, verse 47. And if any man hear my words and believe not, I judge him not. For I came not to judge the world, but to save the world. Hold on, wait a minute. He says, read that again. I read it. John chapter 12, verse 47. And if any man hear my words and believe not, I judge him not. For I came not to judge the world, but to save the world. He came to save the world. Why? Keep going. He that rejected me and received not my words, have one that judges him. The word that I have spoken, the same shall judge him in the last day. So what word did he speak? Which was Yahuwah, Yahusha, or Yahawashah. That was the word that he spoke. Don't believe it, Genesis chapter 1. What was the word that he spoke? He said his word he spoke going to do the judgment. That thing tough. We coming back, I ain't forgot what it was. But this is what has destroyed us, our captivity, but because we haven't understood these things. So watch this. Genesis 1 and 1. But he spoke the word. Watch this. Genesis chapter 1, verse 1. In the beginning, God created heaven and earth. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, let there be light, and there was light. So the light he was talking about was Christ being born. His appearance at the time. So go back to John 12, 47. So the word that he spoke was Christ being born, because light wasn't created until the fourth day. So let's go back. John chapter 12, verse 47. And if any man hear my word and believe not, I judge him not. For I came not to judge the world, but to save the world. He that rejected me and receiveth not my words, have one that judges him. The word that I have spoken, the same shall judge him in the last day. The word that he spoke, which was what? Let there be light. The same light Christ, he's going to do the judging. So now let's go back to what it was. So understanding that there's a judgment coming, that's why we're trying to get our people to come back to the commandments. So give me Jeremiah 17:4. We go here a lot. But we're caught up into every other way but what the Most High has assigned for us to do as Israelites. Let's read. Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 4. Even thyself shall discontinue from thy heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thy enemies in the land which thou knewest not. For ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever. So he says, we shall discontinue from our heritage. What is that? We don't keep Christmas. That's a European custom. What's up, brother? You got 5 minutes to chop it up with us? Okay, all praise it. So, all right. So this is the thing. You know you're Israelite? So this is the thing that the Bible is telling us. That is what? We have run away from our heritage. We adopted Hinduism, Muslim, Christianity, fake Christianity on top of that. Because when they said that they would call it Christians in Antioch, it was never talking about they would call these modern day pagan Christians. Let's read. Jeremiah chapter 50 verse 6. My people have been like sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place. We have forgotten our resting place. How? We went away from the heritage. We say, you know what? We'd rather follow the Romans. We'd rather follow them. They got better ways than we got. So, now here's the question. Now, how do you not let the law depart? Because that's what we started with. We'll have good success, so forth, so on, and then we'll show where we departed from our heritage. We decided we want to do our own thing. So, give me Ezekiel chapter 3. Unless you ask. Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 1, we're going to read to 11. So, how do you not let the law depart? Let's find out. Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 1. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, eat that thou findest, eat this roll, and go speak unto the house of Israel. So I opened my mouth, and he caused me to eat that roll. And he said unto me, Son of man,